Today we are starting to use Tempra Paint, so we will start with a little video called Tempra Paint 101, Supplies and Procedures. To start your Tempra Paint lesson, you will need a Tempra Paint palette, looks like this, and you'll need a piece of palette paper that goes on top, looking just like this. Somebody will get one of these for each person at your table. You will also need a little individual water cup, an empty water cup to dump your old dirty water out in, and a cup of clean fresh water with one paintbrush for each person. You will also need your Tempra Paint. Comes in a box. Looks kind of like this, kind of messy from the top, but your Tempra Paint bottles look like this. Should say the color on here. If not, you can kind of figure it out by what's in there. The top comes off and you put the paint on your palette, and we'll get to that in just a minute. So starting, get your little bitty water cup. Dump some of your clean fresh water into it and set that aside. Once this water is dirty, we'll pour it into our dirty water cup. Okay. To start, you're going to need some paint. Okay. Whenever we paint with the Tempra Paint, you're going to put it on the palette, and I like to say you only put on about the size of a quarter. Okay, you tilt it to the side, squeeze out just a little bit. You can always go back and get more, but the problem is once we've used the Tempra Paint, we can't put it back in the bottle. So just take a little bit. If you need to go back for seconds, just like dinner time, you may go back for seconds when you need it. Okay. When we're painting with Tempra Paint, always have a paper towel, which I forgot before, and blot your brush so that you don't have a lot of water on your brush. Okay. Whereas when we're watercolor painting, you want to have a nice amount of water on your brush so you can control the paint amount. When you're painting with Tempra Paint, you want to be able to get a lot of paint on your brush because it's a thick painting medium, trying to simulate like oil painting or something rather than watercolor painting. So when you're painting with Tempra Paint, you pull your brush, and notice how I have a lot on my brush and then I run out. Go back and continue to pull your brush, and you're going to have to kind of even those out. Always pulling your brush. You never want to smash your brush down and scrub it back and forth like a mop, because it ruins the brush. Okay, and you can't get a nice clean line. So always pull your brush. When you wash it out, wash out all the paint and blot it on your paper towel. Okay, and then go fill your paintbrush up again. You should have a considerable amount on your brush. You can also twist your brush a little bit so you can get a more fine point. Okay, you can pull to the side, pull in a swirl. Always go back and get extra paint though. You should always have enough paint on your brush so that you don't run out halfway through. Okay, you do have to go back and get more paint. When we're mixing with Tempra Paint, you take your second color. I'm going to use orange and yellow to do this example. Make sure that the little blobs of paint are far enough away that they don't run into each other. Wash out your brush really well. Dry it on your paper towel, and I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and put it kind of in the middle, and then a little teeny bit of red, just a little drop, and it's going to change the color. And you just kind of swirl it together like this, get a little bit more and swirl it together, and try to evenly swirl it together so your whole painted amount is mixed up. You don't want to have different yellow and red blobs. Okay, so here we go. There's our nice orange paint that we've just mixed up. Okay, also you could use just regular orange. It looks a little different, but it's always nice to mix your colors. At the end, whenever you're done mixing, pulling your paintbrush, painting whatever it is we're painting, wash your brush out really well. If you're done with your dirty water, dump it into your empty water cup so we don't make a mess taking it back to the water, to the sink. And your paper palette can come off and go directly into the trash. Okay, and your palette should be clean underneath. Please, please do not fold it over and make the smushy, smeary marks. If you're doing that, there will be a consequence, and I'll tell you what the consequence is depending on your class. Okay, so this will just go directly into the trash when you're done with it. That is the end of our watercolor painting, or sorry, our tempera painting demonstration 101.